So which one is better, lower home price or lower mortgage rate? For the buyers, obviously, if you get both, that's great, but that's not always good for the whole economy. And I'll kind of break it down based on my experience. What really helps the economy? What helps more people? Not just home buyers or investors. Hey, welcome back to Shawn Realty podcast. My name is Shawn Yu from Portland, Oregon. When I go to X, there's so many comments about people wanting lower price. And it seems like people who are renting right now, they just want the lower price. And my argument is that lower price is good for the buyers, but it's not good for everybody. Because let's look at it. For the sellers, it's not good. You actually lose money on a home that you were expecting to gain some equity. That actually brings down the whole value of real estate. And at the same time, when the price goes down, the home buyers who are on the fence, they don't just go, oh, this is a great price, I'm gonna buy it now. That rarely happens. In reality, what happens is that, oh, price is going down, that means price is gonna go even down more. I don't wanna buy while the price is going down. I'm gonna wait until it hits the rock bottom. But the reality is nobody really knows. So what I'm telling you is that the buyers who are on the fence, who haven't owned anything, looking for the lowest price, basically a market crash to grab like really good deal, they don't buy it even though price is going down. And at the same time, just price going down actually hurts more people who are home sellers who invested in their homes, who remodel their home and expecting some kind of equity. The other side of the coin is that, well, it's actually the same side of the coin, is that if the price keeps crashing, home owners will not put that house on the market. So we have now inventory issue, the supply issue. If you don't have to sell and you are sitting on a really low mortgage payment, why would you list it when price is going down? So people want the price going down, think that that is the solution. That is not the solution, guys. And so when the price goes down, it helps just the buyers. But it doesn't help when the mortgage rate is high. Let's say if the mortgage rate and price go down at the same time, then it helps the buyers, but it doesn't help the sellers. If it doesn't help the sellers, does it really help the buyer? Because a lot of the home sellers are buyers too. So when the price goes down and when the mortgage rate goes down, it's not really a win-win situation. It's at best 20% win, 80% lose. That is the reality. Let's look at the opposite of it. High home price and high mortgage rate. That's where we are right now. So price is high, the mortgage rate is high. People are not putting the house on the market because they can afford that replacement house at a high rate, even though they can make a lot of money by selling their current home. So that's why we're in this lock-in effect because of the high price and high rate. So what's the winning situation here? In real estate, the win-win situation really is when price goes up in a reasonable amount and lower interest rate. Because lower interest rate means consumers can pay less on a same price or even higher price. We've seen that in 2022, the price was going up like 20% every month, but because of the mortgage rate was so low, what consumers were paying is much less than right now. Right now, the monthly payment is almost doubled. So the win-win situation is, like I said, the price is appreciating at a reasonable pace with a lower mortgage rate. That's what we need right now. So when that happens, the affordability goes higher in like 2020, and there are going to be more sellers putting on the market. So it kind of counterbalances the appreciation because more supply means price kind of softening just a little bit, but not by too much. And the bigger picture here is that when there are more homes being sold, it actually helps the country's GDP and overall economy. They say it's about 15 to 18% of the residential real estate contributes to GDP, but in my opinion, it's actually more close to like 25% because of that, the money velocity, the ripple effect of all this industry that's supported by the real estate sales. So I see that in person, not just home inspectors, stagers, cleaners, movers, Home Depot, I mean, you name it. People actually spend money because they can make money by selling their home. And people buy houses and then they spend more money to decorate that house. Do you see where I'm going? So the ripple effect, all that included, in my opinion, it's actually more than 25% because the real estate has a lot of money to move around. So what is the takeaway here? Let's talk about the sellers first. If you don't need to sell, if you're comfortable, you have a low mortgage rate, wait until the next price boom. I think it might come in within next maybe year or a year and a half. And when that price boom happens, you're going to gain, I don't know, 5, maybe 7 or 10% more than selling right now. By the way, this is not financial advice. This is just my guesswork. So if you don't need to sell, you just sit on it. You're a seller. But if you have to sell, this is not a bad time to sell because there's still demand out there. The only thing is you have to price competitively so you don't sit on the market. Then you should be doing fine. And you need to sell, meaning that you need that money more likely. And using the money now to do something else that you need to do in the next phase of your life is actually better than possibly waiting another year for the housing market boom again to make a little bit more money, because time is money, right? So using the opportunity cost by selling it now because you have to sell now, this is good time to sell. Just make sure to price well and hire the right kind of agent. Now, if you are a home buyer, what's the takeaway from this message? When you see a property that's going to really work well for you and you can afford that, even though it seems a little high, I would say just grab that deal because you can always pay down more principal and reduce the loan length, or you can refinance it. I mean, if the rate comes down, but if you can afford the current rate at, let's say, 6.5%, and the house is going to serve you really well for next 5-10 years, there's no reason why you should wait. Because when the rate goes down, let's say, hypothetically, 5.5% next month, do you think that home price is going to stay same? Do you think that $500,000 house will stay at $500,000 at 5.5%? You need to wake up, my friend. So if you see a good deal, that's something that you can afford, jump on it. This is the opportunity. And then on top of that, you might want to do some negotiation. If the listing is priced a little high, and if they're not selling right away, this is time to strike some negotiation, lower on the price, get some more credit from the seller to buy down the rate or whatever that might be. Buy down rate isn't the best deal, by the way. I would just get the lower price. That's the best thing. And then have the sellers to do more repairs so you don't have to do more repairs after you own that house. So yeah, those are my takeaways. So don't wish for housing market crashing because you're renting, because that doesn't work that way, guys. You're not going to buy that house. Even the house price crashes to half. Do you know why? Because investors are going to jump in. When the investors are going to jump in because the home price went down 50%, you don't have a chance because they're going to pay with cash. Your 5% down payment is not going to cut it. You can't even buy it. So again, don't wish for housing market crash, guys. That's not a win-win. That's a lose-lose situation. So price appreciating, just healthy way, and really the mortgage rate is where it's at. Right now, the current administration is pushing for lowering the Fed funds rate, which more likely will affect the mortgage rate. That's what needs to happen at this point, because last about 3 years, we had the 2 years, almost 3 years now, we had very high rate environment, and it's not sustainable. In fact, in Portland, Oregon market, year over year, we have about 35% less homes are selling compared to last year. I'm sorry, compared to 2020. But 2020 number wasn't that much either compared to pre-pandemic number. So we're having too little for sale homes, houses selling, which is not really helping the whole economy, which is not really helping the consumers, home sellers, and home buyers. So we do need to see, well, this is April 2025. We do need to see mortgage rate going down. So, maybe banks can make a little less money and help out the consumers at this point. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave on the comment or let me know. If you're in Portland, Oregon market, thinking about selling, buying, or investing, I offer 20-minute free consultation. So give me a call at 503-515-4499. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.